Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a foundation review of 4 foundations that I have used recently over, past few months. Just, give you an idea of my opinions on them. So the first one is the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush. And I'm in nude, if anyone was wondering. This is more on the expensive range of foundations. This is about $36 or something, roughly. But it is, I really like this one. Goes on super light. Doesn't feel heavy, does not feel cakey at all. Like, it feels really nice on your face, feels like you're not wearing makeup, to be honest. And I think it comes out, I just got a foundation all over my clothes. Good one. Well, I've got product like all over the thing, but it has like a little pump, so you pump it out. And I really like that because I find it easier to get... Well, actually, I take that back. I do find it easier to use the pump, but I was going to say I find it easier to get the right amount, but that's not true because this comes out super fast. And because it's like moussey, it looks like there's not a lot there, but like when you touch it and get rid of all the bubbles, it like goes like liquefied, and it's like so much, and you're like, wow, I don't need that. So it's kind of annoying in that aspect, but I do like it. I think it's worth the money. If like you're willing to pay, like I know it's not like the most expensive foundation you can buy. Like obviously you can get like MAC and Chanel and all that kind of stuff that are a lot more expensive, but it's still not a cheap foundation. But I do think it's worth it. I think that if you have really oily skin, then you won't like it, because I do find it makes my skin a little bit oily. And if you don't like shimmery foundation, you will hate it, because it is quite shimmery. Like, I don't mind it. I don't think it's like overly shimmery where to a point where you're just wearing glitter on your face. But yeah, if you're like dead set against that, then you won't like this foundation, and I wouldn't recommend it for you. But if you don't mind a bit of shimmer, you want something super light that still gives good coverage, and you don't have really oily skin, then this is a good foundation. I would definitely purchase it again. I would definitely use it again. So yeah, good one. Next one I'll talk about is this one, which is the Maybelline Fit Me, which is, I'm in shade 120. Classic ivory. So this is a cheaper one. This is about $15. And I don't mind it. It does go on light. It's not heavy at all. And I don't find that it cakes too much, so that's nice. And it does give good coverage, but I have like combination to oily skin, and this makes your skin really oily. Like I personally don't, I don't know, when I first got it I was like in love with it because it feels really amazing. But I've been using it, I was using it for about a month, and I don't love it as much anymore because it does make my face quite shiny. It doesn't sit well on that's just my skin. If you have dry skin, this is probably fucking fantastic for you. Excuse my language. But yeah, it does not work for me. It is so oily, and I do wear powder over the top, and it's still so oily by the end of the day, and I'm just like, that's not a good look. So yeah, just personally it's not for me, but it is a decent foundation for the price. It does give good coverage, and like the consistency is nice. I like that it's a glass bottle think that's nice, except because the lid's black. You get like dirty marks all over it, and that's annoying. And because it's a pourer, you know, I always pour out way too much, and then I get annoyed because it's like wasting the product, and that's irritating. But yeah, so it's not bad. If you have dry skin and you're looking for a cheap foundation, I would recommend this. If you have oily skin, don't use it. Don't. So the next one I'll do is the Rimmel London oh, excuse my terrible nail polish, it's chipping. Wake Me Up foundation. I think this is fairly cheap too, probably about $15–20. And I think the bottle's super cute, like orange, and it's glass too, so I like that. I don't mind it. I like full coverage with my foundation. I don't feel like this gives it to me, so that's a reason that I don't use it. But if you want something super light and like just to, like, you know, if you have good skin or whatever, then I would recommend it. Like it goes on well. It doesn't make my face really shiny. It sits nicely on my skin. But yeah, not enough coverage for me. I feel like I'd have to wear too much like concealer or something like with it, and it's like, well, you know. But it's not bad, and it has a pump to get it out. So I like that. That's much easier than pouring. So I give them props for that. But yeah, so it's not a bad foundation, and I think that it works well if you don't want good coverage, like I like a lot. So if you weren't fussed about that, then I'd recommend it because it's cheap, and it does work really well, and I know a lot of people rave about it. A lot of people like this, so you know, I would recommend people to this, you know. And I think it's good for, you know, combination skin. I don't think if you were super oily or super dry that it would be like the best foundation for you, but if you're like somewhere in the middle, then I think it would be pretty good for you. Nice consistency. I wonder if it smells good. I don't want to smell the rest. It doesn't smell good. That smells like sunscreen. I don't know what that smells like, but it doesn't smell bad. But and the last one, the one that I'm tried recently, that I just bought the other day, well, yesterday actually, so today's my first day using it, so maybe it's a bit of a, you know, but is the Revlon Colour Stay foundation for combination to oily skin, and I'm in nude. I really like this foundation. This is a bit more expensive too because it's about $34. But I mean, like I said, you pay for quality, you pay for what you want, to be honest. And I find the more expensive ones work better for me. So I'm willing to pay a little bit more. So for starters, well, the packaging, I think, you know, it's alright. Glass bottle, I like that. You do have to pour it, which drives me mental because they always put too much out, and I don't know why. I don't know if I'm the only one that has this problem. Maybe I'm just an idiot and can't do it. But yeah, that annoys me. It is, I don't know, because I've been using this one previously and that goes on super light. When I put this one on my face, it was a lot thicker when I first applied it, but when you start blending it in, it thins out or something. Like, it feels a lot lighter, and like, I've been wearing it all day, you know, and like, my face is not that shiny or anything, you know. That's what it says, basically. That flawless look, lightweight feel. And I do agree, when you first put it on, it doesn't feel that light, and you put it on and you're like, oh, this is going to be crap because it feels really thick. But if you start working into your face, it feels fine. They have a lot of shades. I didn't mention that for the other ones, but they do as well. Good shades. I did get someone in the store to help me pick it out, like to find my perfect shade. But yeah, so it feels nice. It stays on your face well, which is good because it is a colour stay foundation, so you'd be annoyed if it didn't. But yeah, so today's my first day using it, and I've been wearing it since 6:30 this morning was when I put it on, I'm pretty sure. And it's 4:30 now, so like the whole day basically, and my face is not shiny at all, which is a big thing for me because I do get quite oily, especially around here, like on my nose and here, quite shiny, and it's not. So I'm really impressed with that. I really like that. So yeah, I think this is a good foundation, and they do have a range for dry skin too. So if you have dry skin and you're like, oh well, I wouldn't be able to wear it. Incorrect. You would be able to. They do have a range exactly the same but for dry skin. So I would recommend this. I think this will probably be my foundation from now on until I decide to try something else. But I really like it. Sits on my face nicely. It does not cake, even though when you first put it on you might think it will. It's blended in and it will feel fine. Like I don't feel like I'm wearing makeup. It stays on, the colour sits perfectly, and it's not, they are correct. Lightweight feel and flawless for, well, I haven't tried it for 24 hours, but it's lasted me all the time that I've needed it to, so I'm really impressed with it. I'm glad I bought it, and I'm trying to remember which YouTuber I got it off. If I remember, I'll put her link in the thing, but you probably already know who she is anyways. It's gonna annoy me, but yeah, I really like this, and I would recommend it for like all skin types. The only people I wouldn't recommend it for is if you don't want a lot of coverage. If you like really light coverage, you don't need a lot of coverage, then don't buy it, because it is full coverage, like completely full. But other than that, yeah, it's really good and I love it. So, overall, my favourites of these foundations are the two expensive ones, and oddly enough they are both by Revlon, and I didn't plan that, I promise. But these are my favourites, and if I was going to buy a new foundation without having tried anything else, the next time it would be one of these two. Probably this one. But yeah, I think they're definitely my favourites. But if you're after a cheap one, then these two are still good products, and they'd probably work well for most people. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you found it somewhat informative. Let me know if you have any foundations that you're like obsessed with that you think that I should try next time. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and comment or like or whatever. And I guess I'll just see you guys next time. I hope you have a good day or night, depending on where you are. Bye!